Hey friends! So I just got home from my weekly library trip and figured why not just do a little book haul. I definitely really take advantage of my library and get the majority of the books that I read from there because it is a wonderful resource and it definitely saves me a crazy amount of money. So I have, I don't know, like 10 or so books here that I got this week, and let's just dive into this. Yeah, this pile's a little excessive, but we're okay. Okay, so in literally no order whatsoever, let's dive into these. So first off, I have Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is book 3 in the Caraval series, which I'm not particularly enjoying. I found the first book really good. The second was just meh. But I hear so many people talking about how unbelievable the spin-off series is. And even though you don't necessarily need to read this series first, it's like recommended that you do. So I'm literally just reading this so I can get to that one, which I believe is Once Upon a Broken Heart, which everybody online is obsessed about. So I'm really hoping it lives up to that reputation, because this one, it's just okay so far. It's just like a very, very like classic YA series, which I don't really read YA that often anymore. So here we go. Then there is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. So this is book 1 in I believe it's called the Winter Night trilogy. I read this one years ago and really remember enjoying it, but then for some reason I just never finished on with the series. And so many people talk about how this is just like, it just keeps getting better book by book. So I'm really excited to like actually get back to it. And it's been on my list for so long now to actually read again. This is just like a Russian folklore kind of book about a girl and I believe like the Prince of Winter or something along those lines, like a romance between them. Okay, there is Slew Foot, which this is supposed to be like a witch story in 1600s, the Puritan kind of world. And everybody, again, like everybody who I follow has given this a 5 stars. And it's not really what I expected. For some reason, I thought it was like more graphic novel-y, but I think it's just because there's like these beautiful illustrations in it and those are what I'm seeing. So I thought it was much more of like just an illustrated kind of thing, but I'm really excited. It's also, these pages are huge. Like this book, it's much more of the like, some of the manga I've read, like more that size. So I feel like I was expecting it to be more graphic novel-y for some reason. But I'm really excited for it anyways. This has been getting terrible reviews, but I still want to read it. I, for the most part, have really enjoyed most of the books that I've read by John Mars. The One was probably one of my favorite like sci-fi books that I've read in a while. So I don't know what this is about really. I don't really care to know what it's about. I feel like it might be one that's better to go in not knowing much, but hopefully it's okay. And then there's The Hidden Palace by Helen Wecker. This is the sequel to the book, The Golem and the Genie. Yeah, The Golem and the Genie. That, I really enjoyed that one. It takes place in like early 1900s New York and is just following their lives. And I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting. The mythology and everything was really, really cool. And I am excited to see where the story goes from there. I was really debating actually continuing this series because I felt like book 1 was such a solid like standalone that I didn't necessarily need to continue, but I'm hoping that this is good too. Okay, now it's just two romance sequels. So Shipwrecked by Olivia Dade and From Bad to Cursed by Lana Harper. This series is all about plus-sized women and usually somebody in the entertainment sphere, like an actor or something. The first 2 books, spoiler alert, and all the feels, I did enjoy. I thought they were just like fun, very light times. So I'm hoping this one's good as well. But yeah, I like the books. I like books where it's something in the entertainment sphere, like something to do with actors. Usually I'm good for it. And this one, I just read the first book, which was Payback's a Witch, and loved it. It was about this world with like a magical competition, and in this town there's 5 families competing to see which one is going to control magic for like the next 50 years or so. And it was very fun. I feel like I have definitely been getting into these more like witchy romances lately, and a lot of them aren't great, but when you can find like a really good one, it's amazing. So I'm really hoping that this series continues to be good because it could be a favorite. I'm getting into Star Wars books for the first time. I'm planning on doing a vlog in March where I'm just reading this, and then I have another one checked out as well. Don't know what it's about. I'm assuming it's about the High Republic. We could assume. Otherwise, I don't really want to know much. I'm excited just to dive into the world and see what these Star Wars books are actually like. And because I'm just like so obsessed with sci-fi lately, I have The City in the Middle of the Night. It's something to do with a dying planet, and I believe that half of the world is stuck in this like permanent darkness. And I don't know anything else aside from that, and I don't want to. So, you know, we're good. We're almost at the end. There's only 2 more now. So there is We Are All So Good at Smiling by Amber McBride. She wrote this other book called Me Moth that I read a few years ago and really loved. It was like all written in prose, like, and it was just really beautiful. The writing was just so stunning. And this one also, like, it's all prose. So I'm really excited to get to this. I believe it's more of like magical realism perhaps, or light fantasy. So I'm really excited to see that, because you never really see books like poetry books that are necessarily in this fantasy-scape, or like fantasy books that are written in other ways. So that makes me very excited to see. And we are down to the last one, which is one of my most anticipated books of the year too, which is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. It takes place in the same world as The Cruel Prince and just follows characters, I believe, like 15 years afterwards. And I can't wait. This is definitely going on the top of my list, which I think I'm going to do a new release like sci-fi and fantasy vlog, just because there's a lot of them here and I might as well film it. So that's all I have for today. I have a lot of books. I think I'm also going to film something next week, just going over all of the other books that I have checked out from the library, because like it's really excessive right now and I really need to start prioritizing some of those. So yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video.